My job is to just welcome everybody. Thank you for coming. This is a really neat thing. A project like this where we're connecting people from North Carolina, people from Canada, and with our third graders here in Blairsburg. So what an exciting time. So please be a great audience. Our elementary students be good listeners, and we'll turn it over to them.
Thank you all for coming. I'm Mrs. Massman, most of you know that. You're related to the people here. I'm not too worried about that. Thanks again for coming. This is a very special project. I met the CritterKin folks that you'll see on the screen here. I hope you can see them okay. Maybe we need to work on a light over there. May I have one of my light people? I was introduced to CritterKin about a year ago through Twitter. One of my friends, Mike Anderson, works with our friend Leslie King, who used to work here. And he introduced me to Jena and Marty Ball, or Jena Ball and Marty Kelts, the founders of CritterKin. It's been a fabulous journey. Last year we kind of just got our feet wet a little bit. This year we dove right in, thanks to Jena and Marty. And Marty's son, Jonathan. Jonathan is an actor. Right now he's filming Rain, which is on the CW. So that's pretty cool. We got a chance to meet with him last week. And he gave us acting tips, and it was a fabulous experience. But more than that, he took time to really get to know the kids, just like Jena and Marty. As the kids come up, you probably heard them a little while ago. Jena would say, "Hi, Trinity," or "Samantha, Graham, nice to see you." I think she does better with the 3 sets of twins in the class than I do. Yeah. This year, as I said, CritterKin has taken us to a whole new level. We started off just by getting to know one of the CritterKin mutts, which is Ricky Bobby. And basically, let me tell you about the program, though. We're really reaching out to kids to teach them about kindness and compassion and empathy, which is a little more. And we're trying to integrate that with all of our reading and our writing. Jena and Marty, it is just like having them in the classroom when they Skype in or Google hang out with us once a week. It's fabulous. I can actually leave the room and she's got the kids all right in there. She has literally just walked right into the classroom. So back to Ricky Bobby. Ricky Bobby is a critter and he's based on a real character, right?
2 feet and alive.
Yep, he lost the use of his legs because he was neglected in a puppy mill, but he was adopted, and what did they do? What did his owner give him?
She made a card out of like plastic tubes, fabric, and
basically just gave him the opportunity to run around and take off like a regular dog. After we met with Jena the first time, students were so excited to start writing about it. They used Pic Collage, which is an app on their iPads, to take pictures and write stories and poems all about their activity. And they were creative. So just say creating, you're creating. And then they were excited to share it with Jena and Marty via Twitter or their blogs. It's really exciting to see that happen. After that, we did a drawing activity with Jena, and that was kind of an eye-opening experience because at that point, students started to beat themselves up a little bit. Some of the kids thought it was fun, but a lot of them were really judging themselves and their drawing capabilities. And it was at that point that Jena said, you know what, we really need to start focusing on not being perfect. We're not all perfect, we have different strengths, and so then we came up with a Not Perfect Hat Day. So every Wednesday when we would join Jena and Marty, we would bring our really silly not perfect hats just to remind ourselves that we all have different strengths, we have different gifts, and we're just here to do our best every day. Following that activity, we jumped right into Jena's book called Lead With Your Heart, and we started creating our kindness quilt, which we'll get to see over here. It looks very creative, right? They did a great job collaborating on it. The thing comes to life with an iPad. It will go straight to different videos that each of the kids have recorded, either making personal connections to, yeah, go ahead.
It's called Erasmus.
Erasmus, yes, it's augmented reality, which takes an object like the quilt and brings it to life. So they've made personal connections. They told about Jenna and Marty and their Skyping ability and all those things. It was great. I already talked about meeting Jonathan. It was a fabulous experience, and you can hear from all the kids the excitement. When we can't connect to Jenna and Marty or Jonathan, you can hear groans, like, are you kidding me? And when we finally do connect, you can hear cheers up and down the hall because they're so excited. So like I said, they're reading, they're writing, they're blogging, they're tweeting. They're using Google Docs. How many of you have ever used Google Docs? They can create a document and all of them can edit it at the same time. They know how to take charge and tell people their different roles, or you're on my line, you're on my line, here, you take this. They're really taking leadership roles in all of this. So thank you to Jenna and Marty for taking us along on the ride. Jenna right there, she's from North Carolina, as Mr. Kruger said. Marty and Jonathan are from Canada. And at this point, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Jenna, and then the boys are going to get us started on the play.
Thank you, Tammy. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay. So as Ms. Massman said, my name is Jena Ball, and I'm one half of the CritterKin team. I'm the writer and the illustrator of the books. And the whole idea behind CritterKin is to teach kids and adults that animals are family. And along with animals, our family are the feelings that go with that, so that we know that we're kind and compassionate, respectful to animals and one another. And then when we try to do a project like the one you're about to see here, we're helping kids have a chance to share the message and feel empowered that they can actually do something. The one thing that Tammy didn't mention that I think is really important is that the drawings are then combined with stories and then shared with shelters, so the kids actually get a chance to help real-life dogs that are waiting for homes find their forever families. So I'm so proud of the kids. They've done a great job, and I hope you enjoy the play. I will now become the narrator as opposed to Jenna, and I will give you a little bit of background, and then we'll get going, okay? So what I always say to the kids is, stretch. Come on, guys, show them how to do it. And yawn. And get ready, because here we go. So today's play is based on the final chapter of my book, Lead with the Heart. It's set in the city hall of the town where Lance and his family live. Somebody explain who Lance is. Who's Lance?
Jenna, I have my two boys here to introduce, and they're going to be disheartened if they don't get to do that. So can they introduce the play?
Oh, of course. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
CritterKin, take your medicine. A one-act play by Jena Ball and the NAH third graders.
Okay.
You're all set.
The play begins in the city hall of the town where Lance and his family live. One of the city council members, named Mrs. Crutch, is trying to pass a bill to have pit bulls like Lance banned from the city. Ms. Janiyah, the founder of the CritterKin School for Dog Training, and her students have been working very hard to get people to sign a petition to oppose the bill. The city council will hear arguments for and against the bill at this meeting, then vote whether or not it will pass. Ms. Janiyah and her students are all at the meeting with their dogs, waiting to speak. The following one-act play is narrated by Lance, whose warm heart and funny observations make the story entertaining. I will speak as Lance from now on. City Hall was packed the night the City Council was going to vote on the pit bull bill. Every seat was taken, and it was very warm.
Exciting, is it not? Perhaps we should become the big stars tonight. Maybe, but something tells me it's going to be a long night.
We thought Mrs. Crutch's law would be the first thing they discussed, but the City Council had a lot of work to do. First, there was a call to order.
I hereby call this council meeting to order.
But they talked about parking tickets, traffic signs, and building permits. By the time Mrs. Crutch finally began describing her anti-pit bull bill, I was half asleep.
Wake up, mon ami. Mrs. Crutch, she is talking. Pit bulls are a danger to our town and our children.
Mrs. Crutch talked for a long time about the dangers of owning pit bulls. He showed pictures of people with dog bites and talked about how pit bulls can't be trusted. When she was finished, people all around us were muttering and sounding upset. Then it was Miss Jenia's turn.
My name is Miss Jenia, and I was a teacher here in town for 30 years. Now I own a dog training school called CritterKin. I teach people and dogs how to live happily together. But would it surprise you to learn that most people need more training than their dogs?
Good. Miss Shania is doing good.
The reason is simple. People are complicated, dogs are not. How many of you have or know dogs? Raise your hands, please. Can some of you describe your dogs? Energetic.
Silly.
Oh, let it try to shop.
Lazy.
Get around. Okay, thank you. How many of you heard anything real bad about dogs? That's because dogs are good. They love people. They want to please. If we teach them what we want, they'll do it.
That doesn't change the fact that pickles are dangerous.
Oh, but it does. Pit bulls are dogs. The only way a pit bull or any other dog becomes dangerous is if a person teaches it to be.
I know from personal experience that pit bulls are dangerous. A pit bull bit my brother.
I'm sorry you had a bad experience with one dog, but imagine how you'd feel if you had to leave town because someone in your family did something wrong.
We're talking about safety for our children.
I think we're talking about fear. In my CritterKin kids class, we call fear the emotional flu. With your permission, Mayor Cummings, I'd like the kids from my class to show you their medicine.
That doesn't have anything to do with my bill.
It has everything to do with it. Please sit down. Please go on, Miss Nora. Let's do it, kids. Mackenzie? My name is Mackenzie, and this is Mortimer. We're in Miss Jenia's CritterKin class. We study a lot of things. For example, body language and healthcare. But the most important thing we learned were the 3 R's. Danny? My name is Danny, and this is my dog, Scooter. Miss Jenia called him a problem child because he barked and jumped on people. Scooter needed to learn the first R for back, but he needed to learn the second R for feet. Kimmy?
My name is Kenny and this is Lucky. Lucky is a good dog, but he's kind of like Scooter. He forgets things a lot. Have to be patient and use the second R. Repeat, we won't forget. Teaching Lucky taught me to be patient with people too. He's a good teacher.
My name is Brennan and this is David Girl. My family adopted her from the shelter, and she was scared of everything, so we brought her the CritterKin class. Mr. and I taught us the 3rd R, reward. We started rewarding baby girl for taking baby steps. That means trying new things, even if you're scared or not. It's a good lesson for everyone. My name is Paul and this is my dog Victor. Even though he looks big and scared, we call him the gentle giant. If you rub his belly or scratch his back, he blows. Want to see?
Oh, that's a good stuff.
My name is Rennie. Take a deep breath and try this game. You can do this. My name is Rennie and this is my best friend Lance. He's a pit bull. Before we met Mrs. Crutch, I never heard about pit bulls. The worst thing he ever did was bury my shoes in the backyard. Now Mrs. Crutch calls him a problem. But how does she know? She never met him.
That's all except for zipper. That's all except for zipper. That's all except for zipper pit campaigns and petitions. Zipper pit was a way to teach people about pit bulls and thus and to sign our petition. The petition says we do not support a law that would outlaw pit bulls. We believe each dog should be treated as an individual. I'm proud to say there are more than 2,000 signatures. One last thing. I'd like to suggest that Miss Crutch takes the medicine for her emotional load.
What do you have in mind?
It was Rennie's idea, so I'll let her tell you.
Mrs. Crutch, I want to meet my best friend Lance and shake his paw.
Absolutely not. Dog is filthy.
No, we gave him a bath today. Oh, go on. What can it hurt? What can it hurt? You can do it.
Oh, harmless. What do you say? The dog seems harmless.
In the end, it was Rennie who found the courage to take the first step. First, she turned to me and said,
Stay.
Next, she took a deep breath and walked over to the city council table.
Oh, Miss Crutch, my name is Rennie. I don't believe we've met. How do you do, Rennie? It's nice to meet you. I'd like to introduce you to my best friend, Lance. He's very friendly and knows how to shake.
I'd rather not, if you mind. I'm not fond of dogs.
That's when Rennie did the bravest thing of all. She leaned across the table and whispered in Mrs. Crutch's ear.
It's okay to be scared. I'm scared too, but you can do it. I know you can. Mrs. Crutch, I'd like you to meet my best friend, Lance. Lance, I'd like you to meet my new best friend, Mrs. Crutch. See, he's happy to meet you. He's wagging his tail.
Yes, I see.
Now you can shake his paw.
I don't think I can.
It's okay. Let me show you. Shake, Lance. Now you try. Shake, Lance. See, you did it.
And that, my friends, is the story of how I became a super smart, stunningly handsome, extra special pit bull, and how Mrs. Crutch learned to take her medicine. I'm happy to report that everyone on the city council, including Mrs. Crutch, voted to allow pit bulls to stay in town. Thanks to all the hard work we did on Sit for a Pit, I became a kind of celebrity. That means a lot of people want to meet me and shake my paw. Being a celebrity is good because it gives me a chance to smile, wag my tail, and tell everyone that pit bulls are good dogs. It also means that the people who use pit bulls for fighting are getting caught and punished more often. Like Miss Jena says, it's up to everyone to teach people to be kind and help animals who can't help themselves. Miss Jena is very wise, but I still think she's a dog in disguise. The best news of all is that I have my forever family and home. Mom forgave me for burying Rennie's shoes and never talks about giving me away. I do my best not to get into trouble, but sometimes I just can't help it. The other day, I chased a skunk under our house and the nasty creature sprayed me with its stink. Instead of being mad at the skunk, everyone yelled at me and made me sleep outside. When I complained to Mortimer, all he said was,
He's gonna still kill you, wannabe. And you smell really, really bad.
well done.
Guys, could you tell who you were?
My name is Jack. My name is Samantha, and I was baby girl. My name is Kaden, and I was Lance. Student Lance. My name is Drew, and I was Guatemala. My name is Graham, and I was Hipsters. My name is Jace, and I was Brendan. My name is Tatum, and I was David. My name is Adrian, and I was Mackenzie. My name is Riley, and I was Kimmy. My name is Tyler, and I was Paul. My name is Trinity, and I was Rennie. My name is Amanda, and I played Miss Shania. My name is Allie, and I played Miss Crutch. My name is Isaiah, and I played as Commander. My name is Dylan, and I was part of the city council and audience. My name is Leslie, and I was also part of I can't remember. And who's She. My name is Lexi Luke, and I was a face painter. My name is Aspen, and I'm a face painter. My name is Mom, and I was a face painter. My name is Anna, and I am a face painter. Special shout out again to Jena, Marty, and Jonathan for all of your help with this. Jena, do you have any final words?
Pardon me?
Do you have any other words that you want to talk about?
No, I just wondered if the audience had any questions for the kids.
Guys, come sit down. You guys have any questions for us? Third graders, come sit down, please.
For me, of course, but.
How long have you worked on your project?
Since about the middle of October. Not to play the whole time. We read the book and did all those other things. Any other questions? Mrs. Shim?
Where do you get your ideas for writing the story?
Jenna, that one's for you. Where do you get your ideas for writing the story?
Oh, that's a good question. Every animal that's in my books comes from a real life dog or cat or person that I know. So look for yourselves. You might see yourselves in one of my books one day.
I think we've added a few characters for her. Add. How long have you been writing books, Jenna?
Oh my goodness. I was a freelance writer for 35 years before I embarked on the children's properties, but I've been writing CritterKin now for about 6 years.
Jenna, is Marty with us?
He's watching. He's not on the feed. Would you like me to add him?
If you'd like. This is a live Google Hangout, so anybody that did not get to see this can click on it. There'll be a link to see what we recorded today.
You might want to tell him a little bit about him. I was very, very fortunate to meet Marty about 6 years ago at an education conference. If you don't know who he is the producer of The Magic School Bus, Goosebumps, Indian in the Cupboard, a lot of children's media, and he's been 100% behind CritterKin from day one. So Marty, if you're watching, can you accept and come in.
The kids must have missed the Goosebumps part because they're pretty amazed by that right now.
Oh. Goosebumps was so popular. What's interesting to me is how difficult it was in the beginning to convince TV stations to run programming like the Magic School Bus. They just didn't think kids would want to watch something that was covered. There you are. Hi, Marty. And he's been 100% behind CritterKin from day one.
Hi, everybody.
You're watching, can you accept me?
The crowd is waving at you too, Marty. You just can't see them.
Well, I think that so can you guys hear me?
Yes. Yeah. How difficult it was in the beginning to convince them to run programming like the Magic School Bus. They just didn't think kids would want to watch something. There you are, Marty. And this is 100% behind CritterKin. What's that?
Hi, everybody.
The crowd is waving at you too, Marty. You just can't see them.
Well, I think that
What's happening?
so can
There we go. It works now.
Okay. Go ahead, Marty.
Okay, are we back? I may have messed things up. So everybody in the audience should know that I'm in Toronto. Jena Ball is in North Carolina. You guys, I hope, all know where you are. And it's a marvelous, miraculous thing that this kind of technology can bring us all together to do this kind of thing. So even though it was very exciting to do the Magic School Bus and Goosebumps and things for television, it's equally exciting to be here with Tammy and her class and produce a play like this. This is really wonderful, wonderful fun. Thank you.
Jena, this might be out there, but do you want to do the wiggle waggle dance before with the little ones before they leave?
You guys want to wiggle waggle with me?
Yeah!
All of our elementary friends, stand up, please.
Okay, let me explain before you see this ridiculous looking thing. This came out of the readings where the kids were just so tired. They were very patiently sitting and waiting to do something. And then at the end we thought, well, what are we going to do to get rid of all this energy? Okay, so any of you who feel like getting rid of some energy and don't mind looking a little silly, come and wag your tails with us, okay? All these movements are based on dogs. You guys, can you see me?
Yes!
So we're going to start by wagging our tails. I want to see tails wagging. You gotta wag, wag, wag. Come on, I gotta hear you or I can't sing by myself. You gotta wag, wag, wag.
Wag, wag, wag.
Gotta pant, pant, pant. Gotta sniff, sniff, sniff. And chase your tail. Whoa. Oh. And scratch your ear. Take your neighbor's paw. So you can wag, wag, wag. Pant, pant, pant. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Bark, bark, bark. Sit, sit, sit. Lie, lie, lie. On the ground. Sleep. Sleep. I can't hear you snoring. There you go. Well done.
All right, guys. Thank you. Everybody.
You're welcome. Good job, guys.
Elementary students, we're going to let you dismiss for now. We would like to show you some of our Erasmus videos over here. If you could stick around a little bit afterwards. Again, thank you to everybody for saying I think that we have looked like in our classroom, but I learned from my grandpa quite a while ago is you don't have to be crazy, but it sure helps. And we've had a lot of fun. Thank you, Jenna. I'm so happy.
You're welcome. To be continued.